It's Week 7 of the National Football League, and we've got C.J. Stroud. Solid performance a week ago, throwing for 3 touchdowns. It's the Cowboys and the Vikings coming up next.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Today we've got a matchup here in pivotal Week 7, as it'll be the Minnesota Vikings taking on the Dallas Cowboys. Hello again, everyone. I'm Brandon Gautin, joined as always by Charles Davis. And Charles, you take a look at this Cowboy team entering play. They've got all W's on the ledger so far, a perfect 6-0.
Yeah, still a long way to go in this season, but they're showing everyone early on that they intend to be there in the end.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Vikings, they come in feeling good after back-to-back victories. Getting toward the halfway point of the NFL season, Week 7 is underway on EA Sports. And no run back here, so they'll bring it out to the 25. So here are the Cowboys now ready to go on offense for the first time. And leading the charge, we get a look at their 6-year quarterback.
And I think if you ask most folks to give you their first half MVP, very likely they're going to say it's this man right here. The NFL's leader in touchdown passes to this point in the season. Still 2 months to go. But if he can keep going at the pace he's at, this is going to be a dangerous team come January, and he could very well walk away with the MVP.
Ready?
So the drive's going to start with Pollard. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. Just like that, a pickup of 20 on their first play from scrimmage. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already. Stroud to throw it. He'll find Lamb crossing the formation for the catch. So 8 yards on the completion there, and they'll be left with second and a couple.
19 Tigers. Go.
And Stroud now to throw. Another one to CeeDee Lamb. He's got it. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 34-yard line. 13 yards as the quick slant keeps the drive moving. And he's already got 2 catches on the opening drive. They know he's going to be a handful.
And sometimes you game plan for that offensively. You want to make sure that guy touches the ball, and sometimes it just happens naturally. And then you change your game plan. When he has the hot hand, you keep going back to him because he's running routes with confidence as the game goes on.
Reload.
They'll go with Pollard here on first down. The rushing numbers for Pollard last week. 12 carries, 103 in the yardage department.
And the way they ran the ball last week's game has to be satisfying to their entire staff because they're seeing not just a back gain big yardage, but they're seeing an offensive line really in sync.
Ready?
Ball on the 28-yard line. Here's a 2nd down and 4. And he'll take this down just shy of the 25-yard line. And they got half of what he needed there, 2 yards, and it'll bring up a 3rd and 2 more. So this game, Charles, you know, we talked about potential unbeaten seasons a lot. It feels like every year at some point in the season we talk about that. But this is one of those games where if you're unbeaten, you got to be careful. You can't take the touchdown. A great play there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Cowboys will jump on top of the game's first score here this afternoon. One of the keys to their long winning streak has been scoring first. An ideal drive right there, getting the first 6 points of the ball game.
Do you go back to our meeting with the offensive coordinator? Remember what he told us?
Absolutely.
With some teams, I script to probe in the early part of the game. Other teams, I script to attack. They've been in attack mode for these ball games and continue that in this one.
Now the extra point up and good by Aubrey. And that makes the score 7-0. The kick team out there for the Cowboys as they run up to send this one away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he returns this to the 22. So here's the Viking offense making their way out. And a look here at their signal caller, the fifth-year quarterback.
That was a solid performance last week, wasn't it? 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, ran the team well, won the ball game. Bottom line, may not have been earth-shattering, but it didn't need to be.
Cruz now on first down. And the Cowboys pressure gets there this time for the sack. T.J. Edwards. He brought the pressure on the blitz, and he gets there for a loss of 12.
Okay, partner, a couple points of interest right here, all right? Offensively, we see that they came out throwing the football, but maybe more importantly, the blitz that came defensively, they got right after it.
And you were telling me pregame before we came on air, you think this is something we could see a lot.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it because this is a unit that wants to play the game on their terms.
Here's Spears on second down. And space opens a bit as he gets it across the 15 to the 17-yard line. Call it a pickup of 7 on the ground. That trims it to a 3rd and 15 situation.
Tall task ahead of him here, needing a full 15 yards to move the chains.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that is incomplete.
That was their first 3rd down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key 3rd down throws.
Jake Bailey on now to punt here on 4th down.
They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. Fielded at the 43. They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10.
Tony Pollard and his Dallas teammates ready again on offense.
A tough challenge here in this one. We'll see if he can duplicate the numbers on your screen that he put up last week, up over 100 and a touchdown.
We were watching tape to prepare for this game. One thing you noted that I totally agree with, great complementary piece in the last game. You know, they're able to throw it pretty well. He ran it exceptionally, and they hope to continue that same formula in this game.
Complimentary with an E, not an I.
That's my English teacher right there.
7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3.
This defense for the Vikings very strong in that victory a week ago.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open field. Very few missed tackles on tape that I saw last game. This team does a nice job of getting their opponents on the ground. It's almost as if they didn't leave the field after their first drive. They picked right up where they left off. Another good throw there. And this offense, humming here in the early going.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Stroud looking to throw.
Flush to his right. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
And now they'll stop play here, at least momentarily. A member of the Vikings in some discomfort after that last play. Well, the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break.
So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24.
Throwing now is Stroud. On the out route, it's Lamb with a grab.
And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down.
Third down and 13. Back to throw. Here's Stroud. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Well, it turns out it's not their offense who gets them on the board first, CD. It's the defense coming through right there with a pick six.
And I know from experience throughout the week when you go against the offense, you're challenging them all the time. You're letting them know, hey, don't worry about scoring this week. We'll take care of it. We'll get a few pick sixes and score ourselves. You're just kidding? But how about what he just did right there? Laid it out for the rest of the game. We scored. Hey, offense, can you keep up with us?
The call is to go for one and kick the extra point. It's up and good. So these teams match touchdowns here in the first quarter, and we're tied 7-7. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away.
And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return.
The Cowboys offense heading back out and ready to go again.
Let's go now.
Remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick six, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick six and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, oh, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone. As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Play action. Stroud now. Crossing right, and he hits his man. It's Jones.
And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. A gain there of 21 yards.
First and 10, it's Stroud. Here's a screen now for Pollard.
And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49.
Seven, our score after one. Start of the second quarter, and it's the Cowboys in possession as they are looking at a 2nd and 5 situation. Stroud. Pollard here once again, back-to-back catches. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 37. It's a gain of 12, and the Cowboys pick up the first.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon. And it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a first down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and that'll bring up second down.
The Cowboys at 6-0. What a start to the season for them. And they have certainly got it rolling as of late. Winners of 6 in a row.
And I think this is where, as a head coach, you show your team some trust. Instead of just talking about winning, the very next game, you point out to them, we're on a nice run here. And if we keep doing this, we'll be playing at home in the postseason. And we know that could ride us all the way to the Super Bowl if we get that done.
Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5.
The throwing again is Stroud. That is caught. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 23. Give them 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward.
I tell you what, it looks like he's shaking off that pick six just fine. It's not just defensive backs that have to have short memories. Quarterbacks utilize that as well. A much more confident throw right there.
Get up. Deputy Ranger.
Stroud to the air on 1st and 10. Oh, it's intercepted. A drive killer there.
And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
An excellent play there, CD, on the pick six. And I think were they a nickel? Did they have an extra DB out there?
Yeah, Brandon, I think they were in standard nickel, not the Buffalo, as teams like to call it, meaning 3 safeties for big nickel. They just wanted to take away the quarterback's throwing lanes, and that's exactly what they did and came through with a big-time pick six.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership.
And a really nice play call there to start the drive, especially if you're a team that has a little bit of a reputation for throwing it downfield. You come out and you think maybe you can catch them off guard a little bit, and they did. Little screen pass, backdoored them, and that time worked well for a solid gain.
So he'll be stopped here for no gain. And now we've got a 3rd down and 3.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Now here's Stroud on 3rd down. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will have a Cowboys first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, we use the term pitch and catch a lot to denote an easy completion. We just saw one right there on 3rd and 3 to pick up the first down.
Why are those so tough to defend? Just because they hit so quickly?
Yeah, it's all about timing and confidence. Quarterback sees it, rips it, there you go.
Taken down at the 42.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know, just trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. A good job defensively to hold that to 4 yards, and now it's 3rd down.
We've hit the 2-minute mark of the second quarter, 14-7. They'll come up now, 3rd and 3. Here's Stroud. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he will have the Cowboys first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Pollard will take it up the gut. Oh, that one well designed as he'll take this down to the 30-yard line.
First down now, but that clock rolling.
Bronco switch. Bronco go.
Here's Pollard again. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play.
Play action. Here's Stroud.
Jones has it. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down about the 21 or 22. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that'll leave them with a 3rd and 2.
Nice play call, a little bit of play action right there. If you can get those linebackers to freeze for just a split second, that's usually all the room you need in order to get it to your tight end.
Stroud now on 3rd and 2.
Flushed out right. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. Taking matters into his own hands, and he picks up 4 yards and a first down.
Well, here's your first example of how this guy can beat you in more ways than one, because they took away his arm, but he was more than happy to dissect them with his legs for that first down pickup.
Week 7 action, and we've got a 7-point game here in the second quarter. And this offense hoping to change that right here.
Now they go screen. It's complete. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11.
Stroud getting his offense to the line quickly.
19 tight. 19 tight. Come 19. Come 19.
2nd and 4.
To the sideline, and that's well done. Able to drag the feet. He's going to have the first down. And 5 yards on the play there as the drive will continue.
A little football 101 there. You just see the receiver trying to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch.
A chance now to get even before the break as they come up 1st and goal. They'll try and run this one right up the gut. And he's brought down right at the 5-yard line. Give him 2 on the play. The Cowboys going to use their second timeout now, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal.
And they'll go play action here with Stroud.
On the move to his left. And this is caught for a Cowboy touchdown. A great effort there. His first touchdown on the year.
And the Cowboys are an extra point away from tying the ball game here in the final minute of the first half.
I don't think it's any state secret to know what they were saying before the start of this drive. Let's go and punch one in the end zone and go into the halftime feeling a heck of a lot better about ourselves. Let's go get this done.
Yeah, tie things up, and then you get a brand new ball game. Aubrey now for the point after.
And we've got a good one brewing. We're all knotted up at 14. That one was an extended drive. 14 plays all told. And it's capped off with a Cowboys touchdown.
This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. Taken at the goal line. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. And the Vikings going to take over here one more time before the half.
And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
Looked like they had an opportunity for a big play across the middle, but he didn't have the concentration or the focus necessary and dropped it before he could haul it in.
Not wanting to take a chance this time, they'll keep it on the ground.
And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. Blitz coming, and down he goes. So thanks to the late touchdown, it's a tie ball game here heading to break. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. A lot to get to here as some of the division races starting to take shape as we look around the NFL here in week number 7. We'll get started up at Cleveland Browns Stadium in Cleveland. And it's the Dolphins who are out in front in the second quarter. The Dolphins trying to gut this one out, as it would be a good victory for them if they could get it. Next, let's get over to Baltimore to check on the Ravens at home at M&T Bank Stadium. And they've got the lead in their ball game over the visiting Carolina Panthers. Lamar Jackson has a touchdown pass. Finally, let's get down to Houston. Check on the Texans at home at NRG Stadium. In that game, all tied with the visiting Patriots. We thought this one would be a close battle coming in, and we have not been disappointed. They're all even to this point. This has the feeling of a game that could go right down to the wire. One mistake or one big play could turn out to be the difference. Both teams making their final preparations for this second half of action. So with that, let's get you back out to Arlington, where we rejoin Brandon and Charles.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3.
And ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard.
From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. And now it looks like he's in some discomfort after being tackled at the end of that return. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. This offense ready for the first drive of the third quarter. Well, quarters number 1 and 2 entertaining. We saw some good offense points put up, Charles, and all tied on the scoreboard.
And it sets us up for what could be a really fun second half because we've seen both sides score almost at will here in the first half. And now, here in the second half, getting the ball first, you've got to think, hey, we can go out and really run our offense the way we did in the first half. But if I'm a defensive player, all I'm thinking is, can I make a play to really help out my team and break this streak of offense?
Well, hang on now. We're going to pause here. We've got an injured player. Hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. Here's 3rd and 7.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Give him 7 on the tuck and run, and it'll get him a new set of downs.
With nowhere to throw it, decided to scramble, and a nice job, CD. Got the yardage that he needed.
Yeah, and his teammates are certainly going to appreciate that effort, even if his coaches don't, because they would have wanted him to slide and protect himself. But he chose team gain over personal protection.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
I'd say they've got to find a way to get him going. He's such a big part of their offense. I wonder if they might throw it a little and come back to the run.
Anything, because you're right. He's pretty much been completely neutralized. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Cruz. Yeah, that's good for a gain of 6, and it makes it 3rd down and 2 yards to go.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or?
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone, and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
The Vikings send out their punter as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. This will be fielded at the 17. They'll get 9 yards on the return there following a punt of 42. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Cowboys offense now, they head out for their first possession of the second half.
Come on, come on. Hey. Chop alert, check, Panther.
Now a first carry for their fullback. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down.
Well, he tried to bounce it outside, but that's obviously not his game. He's too much of a straight-line runner.
Yeah, him in the outer third of the field, not a recipe for success. That time a loss.
Stroud now on 2nd down. Throwing left sideline there, but it's incomplete.
And those two just haven't been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect them to have more completions to him in this game.
18 Cardinal.
Stroud here on 3rd and long. And this one quickly to Lamb.
And they're going to get him down well short of the first as he can only get this to the 30. That'll give him 8 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down. Out now comes the Cowboys punter as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. Pulled in at the 24. 44-yard punt, return of 9.
And it will be Vikings ball, 1st and 10.
And now out comes Minnesota. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old-school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. To throw again, Cruz. That's complete to Justin Jefferson. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. That his first catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a first down there. And it's incomplete. Boy, he doesn't drop many like that one. Second down.
After watching him drop that slant, I can hear my old coach's voice ringing in my ears right now. You can't run with the ball until you catch it. Trying to get those rack yards before he secured it.
Again, he'll drop to throw.
And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it.
The coverage keying in on him since that last completion his way. He earned a little more attention on that route, and that made it a lot tougher to get a clean throw his way.
Back to throw again.
Able to find the open man. That's complete.
And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys 35. Now whistles and a timeout. Looks like we've got a Viking slow to get up.
While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment.
They'll look to throw again.
This one brought in by Jefferson.
And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Trying to get their tight end involved finally. That's the first time that they've looked his way. He's kind of been a forgotten man in this offensive scheme.
Yeah, didn't look his way at all in the first half, and I'll bet you the offensive coordinator made a note at the half and said, let's get him involved because he could be a big-time playmaker for us.
Cruz from the gun on third down.
He's got his target. That's complete. And he will have a Vikings first down. It's a gain of 6 that time on 3rd and 2.
And that one was a lot of fun right there because that was the game within the game. 3rd and short, blitz was on. What's the key for the quarterback? Get out of your hands in a hurry. And that was a quick little completion. Got the job done for a first down.
Right side, it's the tight end, Hockenson. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. But despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. 2nd down.
In today's NFL, we're accustomed to the tight end getting downfield and creating plays and wreaking a little havoc in the secondary. Not on this one, though. They diagnosed that one really well.
Tried to dump off, lost yardage. And not much. Maybe a yard down to the 23.
When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports. All even as we get ready to start the 4th. A field goal could get them the lead, but it might not be enough here as they come up on 1st and goal.
Now they'll change things around before the snap.
Looking in zone, but it's incomplete.
So many times we talk about coverage, we're just about a defender running with a receiver, but a big part of it is understanding where the football is, finding it. In this case, when it arrived, it wasn't a surprise, and he was able to bat it away.
Now Cruz to throw on 2nd down. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. A great play there. His first NFL reception goes for 6.
And the Vikings have broken our tie and have taken a 4th quarter lead.
Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead is now 21-14. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown.
This taken in at the goal line. And able to get this out to the 25. Dallas offense set for this next drive. And now they'll look to answer working from behind. And remember, this offense has sputtered yet to score here in the second half. They'll need to change that here. Stroud's throw pulled in by Lamb. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. First and 10, it's Stroud. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. And quickly, they get to the line.
It's a 10-yard loss. Brings up 2nd and 20 at the 32.
Back to throw. Here's Stroud. Looking downfield for Jones. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. This offense so far on 3rd down, they've been very good, 5 for 7 thus far. This will be 3rd and forever. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Jones. And this is going to turn into another 1st down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 44-yard line. Throwing now is Stroud. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out high. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
Buffalo 18.
Now Stroud. Now he fires deep for Shakir. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Trying to get a big strike right there and hopefully tie this game up in the late going. But the coverage was there, and this winds up incomplete.
Mustang 19. Go.
Stroud will look to throw once more. He's going to let this go for the end zone. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Just because you got the lead in the 4th, it doesn't mean you have to play it safe. I like the aggressive play call there to push it downfield. That time, it didn't work out.
Ready.
One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. 4th down, 4th quarter. Here's Stroud. On the out route, it's Lamb with a grab. And now this is going to depend on the spot. And they say he's just short. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive. Cruz throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
Had an open man that time and ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down.
That one was all about the defender making life difficult for the receiver. Very tough for a guy to hold on to the football through all that contact. He ends up forcing the incompletion.
Here's Cruz to throw on 3rd down.
Ready.
Stroud to throw it. Here's a screen now for Pollard. And out of bounds right around the 20. That's a gain of 4 as we slip inside of 4 minutes left in regulation.
Nice job by the defense figuring that play out and holding it to a short game, but I don't think the offense is going to be daunted. They actually accomplished their goal there. Now they've got them aware that they can throw a screen at them, maybe to slow the pass rush down a little bit, and they can throw it downfield.
And they'll work this down to the 15 for a pickup of 4. This is 3rd and 2. Maybe the biggest play in this football game. Stroud. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. These two have hooked up 9 times now this afternoon as they pick up the first. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
A looming decision to make on the conversion, down 7, but first things first, they need to score as they come up on 1st and goal. Out to his left. And he is into the end zone for the Cowboy touchdown. C.J. Stroud with touchdown number 3 here in this game and 17 now on the year. And the Cowboys are an extra point away from tying this game here in the 4th. We are set up for a fantastic finish now. A 4th-quarter touchdown here. We're an extra point away from a tie football game.
And I know they're thinking about possibly going for 2, but I'd go ahead and kick this one and just get it back to level.
Aubrey now for the PAT.
And we are tied here in the 4th quarter. So that drive, 4 plays.
And it was C.J. Stroud who finished off that drive with a touchdown run. Now this one setting up for a great finish. All tied in the 4th as the kick's away. This fielded right at the goal line. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line.
Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again.
Well, they just gave up the score to tie it. That's the bad news. The good news, plenty of time in this 4th quarter to try to grab that lead back. They'll start on the ground with Spears. And he'll get this up just shy of the 30.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
Dancing away at the 35. And this will be a Vikings first down as he's got this up to the 35-yard line.
Well, you know they had a 3rd down play on standby just in case, but he says no need with that carry. Runs like that will continually earn him more work in this and future contests.
On 1st and 10, it's Spears.
And he stopped immediately there.
When trying to create space for your running back, the first thought is how physical is the offensive line. Sometimes it's just positioning. On that play, it didn't matter about positioning or being physical. The defensive front, they out-leveraged them and won the battle.
Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. Another try, 2nd and 10 now. Now they'll audible to something else.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw.
Pass complete. It's Hockenson.
I like what they did there, still keeping their tight ends involved. They understand it's not quite Hail Mary time just yet.
A big play here. Crowd on their feet. 3rd and 4.
Off the play fake. Cruz.
That is caught.
Oh, what a move. And they'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25.
Now that is the 2-minute drill at its very best. Get the completion, get a big chunk of yardage, and then get out of bounds to save those timeouts. You cannot do it any better than that.
And here's a give to Spears.
And they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
They'll come up now, 2nd and 9. Right back to Spears.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. The Cowboys going to use their 2nd timeout now, as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
Work to do here with a crowd at fever pitch. 3rd and 9. Hand off to Spears.
And that's not nearly going to be enough. Stopped at the 22, and he needed plenty more. The Cowboys signal for their 3rd and final timeout as it comes with 1:15 left to go in the 2nd half. So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. This for the lead in the final stages. And his kick is good. And with a little over a minute to play, they have taken the lead. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And out a little across the 25 to the 27.
So now the Cowboys down by a field goal. 1:07 remaining. Their undefeated season, it's in danger unless they can score here as they've got a 1st and 10.
That's complete to Lamb.
And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. They got exactly what they wanted there. Out route, catch, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
And I have to criticize defense here because you know the situation. You want to keep them inbounds and have the clock run. So I'm sitting on the outside portion of the field and not letting them throw an out route. Throw anything inside and I'll make the tackle. An out route? That's not the way you're supposed to play it.
They did exactly what they needed him to do, Charles. Got out of bounds. They have no timeouts.
And they knew that before the play even began. Still executed it. How many times have we seen it happen where you know it, yet a guy's still looking for a timeout or trying to stay in bounds? He got it done.
And he's got this down a yard or two shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds.
Ready up.
2nd and 6 coming up. Stroud.
Forced out to his left. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there.
A big play looming on 3rd down. Here's Stroud.
Complete to Jones. And he gets us down inside the 35 before going out of bounds.
Well, how about keeping your head about you in this situation? No more timeouts. Finds a way to get out of bounds. Now they can breathe a little bit as they contemplate what to do on the next down.
Final minute. No timeouts at their disposal. Here's 1st and 10. Now Stroud.
Escaping the pressure right. And he gets it down a yard or two shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds.
And now we're going to get a stoppage. A member of the Cowboys shaken up. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. Here's a 2nd and 7. Stroud to throw it. Able to hit his target, Lamb.
And he is out of bounds inside the 30.
Boy, here's a big one. You can just feel it. This is 3rd down now. Stroud looks to throw. He finds his man, Pollard.
And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20.
And that's a gutsy call there on 3rd and short because that's a play he's got a good chance of being blown up in the backfield for a big loss of yardage. But nice job out wide to gather in that screen pass, use his blockers well, and pick up the 1st down.
Got it. Ready?
Stroud back to throw.
And a quick throw here, that's complete. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down.
A big play here. 3rd and 2. To throw with Stroud.
And he's got it. It's caught for a touchdown. And they have taken the lead here in the final seconds.
Charles, that drive was perfect. Methodical, executed so well, and they grabbed that lead with almost no time left for a last gasp from the other side.
No way you could have drawn up a better final drive, because not only did they keep their eyes on the end zone, they made sure they bled the clock out as well and denied their opponent a chance to respond. That's just terrific situational football to end this one.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And with time a factor here late, he'll just take a knee, and they'll start things out at the 25.
They'll come up 1st and 10 here.
He'll look to throw. This one caught. It's the tight end Hawkinson. So there's one big play followed by the timeout as we're under 10 seconds to go. And now how do you play it offensively? We'll find out. They'll look to throw. This for all the marbles. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Trayvon Diggs. And the Cowboys are going to hang on the final play. They get the turnover to seal this football game. What a ball game this was. What an atmosphere this was. And the home team getting the late touchdown, getting the victory, and now everybody in this building can file away with smiles on their faces.
And what do real estate people tell us all the time? It's location, location, location. So being at home, that can be a big deal, because remember, they were down to their final chance to retake the lead. That home field advantage, I think it helped fuel all of what happened for them down the stretch. A huge win.
So for Dallas, their winning ways continue as they get it up to 7-0. And they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for Minnesota, they dipped to 2-5 now with the loss. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.